Hello and welcome to the WB Mason Report on GoHofstra.com. Joined for the first time this season by the head coach of the Hofstra men's soccer program, Richard Nuttall. Coach, welcome.
Thank you, Lenny. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Good. Hard to believe we're back for another season.
Yeah, it's awesome.
With the crazy 2020-21 campaign, I feel like we just ended. So short turnaround for you guys to get ready for this season, but through a couple of weeks of preseason practice, how is the team looking?
Yeah, I mean, it's joyous for us to be back again after the season, and from last season running into this, it's been very well received, and probably because the season were a bit closer, we're a little bit more further ahead than we normally are in pre-season. But as many pre-seasons do, they start well, and then you get into the dog days of the middle of the pre-season, and you get a few injuries, and you worry a little bit about that. But generally speaking, we're doing all right. I'm very optimistic about the squad. We got probably some more depth than we've had in a while, and it's moving nicely from there. So we're doing a good job in terms of keeping everybody on task and understanding the team situation and understanding the team dynamics and what we've got to do to get ourselves ready.
Now, coming into the year, one of the most experienced teams that you've probably ever had, 10 starters back from last year. The one loss, obviously a big one in Luka Tausch, but a ton of experience, a lot of guys back, including, Matthew Vowinkle coming back for his extra year, Storm Strongen, George O'Malley, Stephen Mason, Henrik Hebecker, obviously the list goes on. So how has that been to your advantage, having so many experienced guys?
Yeah, we had a moderately successful season. Obviously, we're not happy losing in the final again. But from our point of view, the COVID situation has been terrible on one side, but positive on another. We've got, quality players back for another season. But, a lot of the other programs do have the same situation. So I do believe the quality is going to be even better, especially in our conferences. So some quality teams. So from that stance, it's outstanding bringing back 10 starters, but the good news is we've got 2 or 3 people pushing for that starting lineup. So the sessions have been good. I think fatigue, we're trying to get them a little bit fresher for the Rhode Island game on Thursday. Fatigue's been a factor, but hopefully we're just coming out of it now.
Right. You mentioned Rhode Island on Thursday, the season opener in Kingston, Rhode Island on Thursday night at 7 p.m. What kind of test do the Rams present?
Oh, they're an outstanding team if you look at the record. I mean, in the spring it wasn't as good, but if you look at the record over the last few years, they've done very, very well. They've got some quality players, a quality coach. I think they've got 3 players who didn't play in the spring who were starters the year before, and not only starters, but outstanding players coming back, a couple of forwards and a goalkeeper, plus some other additions. They're going to be a very, very, very tough team to play against. And of course, we're playing on their field, so that will make it a little bit more difficult for us. But we know we're in for a tough task there, and we know the quality, and that they're an NCAA type team, so it's not going to be easy.
I mentioned obviously the slew of returnees that you have. What about the newcomers? You brought in a very talented class. I know who among of them have stood out in preseason, and what are you looking for this class going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we think they're talented and we think they're quality, and they're doing well in practice and they're doing well in the preseason games. But the proof is in the pudding now that the longevity and how they meld themselves with the rest of the players, returning players, and it's looking quite good now. I think the graduate student Francesco Perinelli is looking good, and young Mason Tatafu for the Australians looking good, and then Lorenzo Cellini, the young lad from out in Suffolk, is doing a good job too. But they're all doing a good job. So, picking those 3 out, I would say that's the pick of the bunch so far. Young man called Loris Hitzfeld, who's doing a good job. He's been slightly injured. And another kid, a local lad, Logan Douse, has adapted well. So, it's just, let's see how it goes. But they're doing well. They're working hard. They've got good attitudes, and they're fitting in nicely.
All right. So Thursday night at Rhode Island, the season opener for the Pride. If you had to pick one thing, what is one thing Hofstra has to do to come away with a positive result?
I think our defensive unit has got to be solid as a rock because we're playing against some talented players who are there offensively. They've got some firepower, so we've got to make sure our unit is solid as a rock.
All right, Coach. Good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me.
Thank
and
you.
You're watching the WB Mason Coach Report on GoHofstra.com.